Hi, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Overish, and I'm so happy you guys joined me today. We're going to be talking about money. Isn't that everyone's favorite thing, right? Money's so fun. What do we even use money for, right? We always use money to buy stuff. And unfortunately, we need money to live, right? We got to have money for clothes. We have to have money for food, for transportation. We even use money for our house, right? We have to have something to put above our heads. So money was something we see all the time. And money is something, because we see it all the time, it's really important that we know how to identify it and what it's worth. So where do we see money, right? We see money when our parents are paying for stuff at the store. Maybe you see money at your birthday. Or maybe you see money when you're walking down the street and you see that penny on the ground. Man, I hear those pennies are pretty lucky. It's too bad they're not worth more, right? So today, I can identify coins and their values. By the end of our lesson today, you're going to know all of our coins' names and how much they're worth. Let's talk about what this says. I can identify coins and their values. That word identify, that's kind of long, right? If I think about what really the word identify means, it really just means to be able to spot something, right? Or recognize. So if I think about, should I see that? The lid just attacked me. So we have that word identify. Kind of just means spot, right? If I can see something, I'm identifying it. Also, if I can recognize something, I can identify something. What about naming something, right? If I can name something, I can identify it. All right, name it. There's so many different ways we can talk about that word identify. That makes it just a little bit easier when we're thinking about what we're really learning today. And then this word coins. If you're new to money, you might be like, I don't even know what a coin is. Well, a coin, we have 4 coins in the United States of America, and they're all different and they all have different meanings. So I have our 4 coins. I have these super cool magnets, and I love any chance I get to use them because look at this. It has the front of our coin and the back of our coin. Isn't that cool? So if I think about our coins, well, I know I have 4 coins. They're money, right? This is money. So I have my quarter, and we're going to talk more about how to identify these in a minute. We have our nickel, we have our dime, and we have our penny. And man, oh man, 4 coins should be pretty easy to remember all of them, right? All right, here we go. And their values. Well, what's that word values? What do we use that word values for? Well, we use it when we're talking about money to think about how much something's worth, right? So I can use it, I could talk about that word worth. Okay? And money and coins especially, you hear that word cents a lot, right? If I have 25 cents, then I have value, I have worth. So maybe we also hear that word cents. So today, we're really talking about naming our coins and their cents or their worth, okay? So I can identify coins and their values. Let's go ahead and get started. So right over here, I made this really fun little chart with all of the coins front and back. So our first one is our penny, and I love teaching the penny because the penny, it's so easy to spot, and it's what we see the most. Like I said earlier, we see them on the ground, right? We see them, that's probably what, if you went over and asked your mom, Mom, show me your coin purse, I bet she'd have the most pennies in there. So our pennies are the only thing that's a different color, and they're made of copper, so that's why they kind of have that brown orangey color. Pennies only worth 1 cent. And if you wanted $1 in pennies, you'd have to have 100 pennies. That is a lot of pennies and take up a ton of space. So most people aren't probably carrying around 100 pennies to be able to use $1. All right, our next one is a dime. And this is Mrs. Overish's favorite coin. I love a dime. It's small, it's cute, but it's also so easy to count. And that's because it's worth 10 cents. And you all, when you really good practice, counting by tens can be super fun and super quick. So when you get a bunch of dimes, it's really exciting because you're like, man, I can count these so fast because counting by tens is so quick. And it's our smallest coin. So if I think about our dime, look at how much smaller it is than those other coins. It's even smaller than that penny, even though it's worth way more. So our dime is the smallest, and if I wanted $1 in dimes, I would need 10 dimes, which is much more manageable to carry around than 100 pennies. The next is we come down here and we have that nickel. Our nickel is the middle-sized coin, okay? So it's a little bit bigger than our dime, but a little bit smaller than our quarter. And it's worth 5 cents. And if I wanted to have $1 in nickels, I would need 20 nickels. That's not super manageable to carry around. I sure would rather not have 20 nickels carrying in my pocket. And then our last one is our biggest coin. And it's the one that I wish I was always finding on the ground instead of these silly pennies. And that's our quarter. And that's because our quarters were 25 cents. And that's a ton because I only need 4 quarters to get to $1. That's pretty exciting because, man, 4 quarters is way better than 100 pennies. So even though in the end, they're all worth $1, carrying around 4 corners is just better. So today, we're going to practice identifying some of these coins together. If you have these coins at home, if you're thinking, oh man, I definitely have a piggy bank or a jar, or maybe my mom would let me grab a couple coins out of her purse. You should ask first. Then go ahead and grab them so you have them in your hand so that you can identify them along with me. All right? All right, let's go ahead and identify some coins. So right here, we're going to ask you 2 questions. I'm going to ask you the first question of what is the name of this coin? And then also, bonus, how much is it worth? I'm going to keep this behind, so if you can see it, you might be able to spot the coin on the screen and match it to somewhere on our chart. All right? I know I'm a little bit smaller, but hopefully it works for you. But if you have those coins in front of you, you might be able to grab them and know, I got that. All right, so here's our first one. And this is that first one that I really wish was always on that street because I'd like to pick those up so I can have more money. And that's right. The first one is a quarter and it's worth 25 cents. All right, what's that next coin we see? That next coin we see, that's the easiest one to spot, right? Because it's a different color. But do you know how much it's worth? All right, a penny. It's worth 1 cent. And then the last one on this page, this one might be kind of tricky because I'm showing you the back side. Sometimes it's easier to identify their coins when you can see their faces. But you are so good. It is a nickel and it's worth 5 cents. Let's try some more. That first one, I could hear you were like, yeah, that's a penny and that's worth 1 cent. And you saw that so quick because of its color. All right, and what's that next coin you see? This is the one that it's Mrs. Overish's favorite to count. It's just because it just is easy, right? It's a dime and it's worth 10 cents. And what's our last one we see? It's also the back of one. But didn't trick you guys. You're right. It's a quarter and it's 25 cents if you got that one. Go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back and be like, man, do I know my coins? All right, which one do we see? A nickel and it's worth 5 cents. Can you guys tell me what the next one is and how much it's worth? Of course you can. It's a dime and it's worth 10 cents. And our last one, what's that last one we see? Very good. That one is a quarter and it's worth 25 cents. You guys are so good at this. You're like, Miss Orish, I already know all this. And here's our next one. This is going to be one we're going to do like rapid fire, right? We want to do it as fast as we possibly can. Okay, let's see. That first one, you're right. It's a penny and it's worth 1 cent. What about the next one? Super quick. Nickel and it's worth 5. What about the next? Absolutely. It's a quarter and it's worth 25 cents. What do you see for the next one? A dime and it's worth 10 cents. Next row, let's see. You're right. It's a quarter. It's 25 cents. The next one, a dime and it's 10. Can you see the next one? You're right. It's a nickel and it's worth 5 cents. And that last one, you're like, I already knew it. Penny, 1 cent. Got it. You guys did an awesome job identifying those coins. You could definitely recognize them so super fast. So the last thing I want you guys to do today is you're going to go ask someone super nice in your house and you're going to say, I really want to practice and I really want to try something new. And what I want you to do is I want you to ask them for 10 coins. Any 10 coins. I want you can even close your eyes, cover them so you can't see what 10 coins they're giving you. And when they hand you those 10 coins, can you tell me what all those coins are called? Do you know all of the names of all the coins that you were just given? That's pretty cool if you do. Next, do you know how much they're all worth? Could you say, yeah, I had a quarter, and I know that that quarter is worth 25 cents. Or, yeah, I had a dime, and it's worth 10, and a nickel's worth 5, and a penny's worth 1. Look at you guys. You already know their values. And then this is my final bonus question. This is pretty tough because we didn't even practice this today. But could you tell me how much money you now have? Would you be able to count up your 10 coins? And I don't want to hear that you have 10 coins. I want you to tell me how much money you have. How many cents do you have? If I were to do this right here, I have this quarter. I know it's 25, so I can move it up. I know, okay, I got 25 cents. What's next? All right, here's my dime. Dime's 10. 10 more than 25 is 35. So I move that up. My next coin, oh, I got a nickel. I'm at 35, 5 more. 40 cents. And then my penny is worth 1. So I know right here I have 41 cents. How much money do you guys have? How much money did you get in your 10 coins? Thank you so much for coming today. I'll see you guys.